All right, y'all. What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to another awesome episode of Sanusi Not Life. My name is Adewale Booker Jr. Please review us, rate us, give us a 5-star. Don't be a hater. Today we're gonna keep on talking about some superheroes, and as always, on the 10th episode, every 10 episodes, we get to talk about the awesome Karjakz Assassin universe. Hey man, I mean, there's nothing like promoting your own thing and talking about your own universe you create. I mean, for the longest as a kid, I was always talking about Iron Man and Batman and any other person you could think of. Now I get a chance to talk about my own amazing characters that I've created, Karjakz Assassin universe. And thanks to these amazing characters, I've got a comic book now, got an animation coming. I mean, you can't really beat that, man. And maybe one day I might have a video game. You never know with me. So I'm always diversifying my portfolio, man. So y'all, that's what today is, man. Karjakz Assassins. But before we get into this amazing episode, we're gonna thank our sponsors, man. This Sound Vision podcast is brought to you by Homeland Fashions, home of authentic African fashion accessories from the motherland. If you know you love wearing African attire, custom designed African attire at that, you got to go to homelandfashionshop.com and get you a series. They're working on the website right now. It will be coming out soon. Give us some time. It'll be getting there. But once it does, it's going to be game over. So Homeland Fashions is owned and operated by Tracy Agboke, an amazing designer. She's got her own ideas. We're gonna have her on the show. Definitely gonna have her on the show. That's a must-have. So we're gonna definitely do that. So homelandfashionshop.com. And you know, the thing about me is I love working with independents because I myself am an independent, and I think it's great to grow things independently because now you have the chance to actually own what you're creating. So homelandfashions.com, homelandfashionshop.com. And this is their logo right here. So all you wondering, that's the homelandfashions.com right there. So make sure you join, go visit the website and check it out, man. And this podcast also brought to you by Tigler. If you need executive services from plumbers to pediatricians and everything between, search Tigler. Don't wait. That's Tigler.com. That's Tigler.com. That's Tigler.com. Tigler.com is owned and operated by Adita Agboke. The logo is right there, you know. I don't have any products for Tigler. I need to get something. I need to get something for them, definitely, and Homeland Fashions. But Tigler.com, if as I stated before, if you need executive service for plumbers positions, Tigler, if you are looking for a professional, whether it's landscaper, carpenter, plumber, engineer, or anything to do with professionalism within the house or within your yard, or you know, just in general, or even caregiving, Tigler.com is your middle person. They are going to be the person that helps you to figure out who's the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? Even contractors. And, you know, I've heard horror stories of contractors, how they don't do a good job. They steal ideas and do all kinds of mess. Well, with Tigler.com, you ain't got to worry about that because you got the middle person. They will help you filter out the garbage and bring in the best. So Tigler.com, and it's owned and operated by Adita Agboke. So Adita Agboke is the greatest CEO out there in the galaxy. He's running an amazing professional platform that allows you to find the best professionals. So Tigler.com. And we've had Adita on the show before, but I have to bring him on again to join the podcast. So, you know, it was episode number 170, I think it was. So we're going to have him on again, man, to join the show and let us know what's up. So that's Tigler.com. And this podcast also brought to you by Anadel Foot and Ankle. Don't live with foot pain. Let Anadel Foot and Ankle make your feet happy again. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. AnadelCenter.com, man. Owned and operated by Dr. Nero Nusode, the best foot specialist in the galaxies. Custom orthotics footwear for your feet, man. A lot of us will walk around with a lot of foot pain, boy, and you ain't got to. And look, if you live in the Dallas, Texas area, or the Frisco, Texas area, hey, look, that's an opportunity for you to go check out Dr. Nusode and his amazing staff. They run a legit ridership, an amazing platform, what they got going on over here in Dallas, Texas, Frisco, Texas area. And also, too, if you live in the Houston, Texas area or surrounding areas, I mean, if you ain't nothing but 4 hours from Dr. Nusode, you might as well go get your butt on over there and let them look at your feet, man. Don't walk around with pain. Shoot. I know I ain't walking around with pain, so y'all, you got to do that like that now. Your feet is your bread and butter. You can't get nowhere if you ain't got no what you call this thing? If you got foot pain, that's terrible. So y'all be sure to get out there at drnursery.com. And look, this is the AnadelCenter.com location. Their logo right here. You can check out AnadelCenter.com. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. So y'all, let's get this show on the road. So today we're talking about Karjakz Assassins, good versus evil, my characters. And the one thing I need to announce first off top, thank all of y'all for being part of this channel. Continue to help me grow it. As of today, we're at 1,409 subscribers, which is amazing. The next goal is 1,500 subscribers. So if y'all don't mind, be sure to always like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to do right there. Now, the next thing is I will be attending WonderCon. That's right, WonderCon next month. I got in. I've been well in advance. I've been letting y'all know I'm getting into WonderCon. So I'm going to start advertising on my YouTube and my TikTok now. So y'all be sure to check out the videos. WonderCon is going down. You know what I'm saying? So it's going down. So WonderCon, man, it's going to be a big show. There's a lot of great shows I'm expecting to go to this year. So I'm looking forward to those things, man. You know what I'm saying? That's a definite must. And look, y'all just gave me an idea of what my question of the day should be. Who is your favorite Karjakz versus Assassin's character? Everybody got somebody. So I'm gonna list 2 villains and 2 heroes. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely gonna list 2 villains and 2 heroes. I'm gonna let y'all decide who should be the winner. Yeah, hold on. And then y'all, yep. Why is everybody disappearing? People, boy, no patience whatsoever. So y'all, let's get these questions in. All right, there it is. I tell you, trying to get these questions in, boy, it's some technicalities. There we go. Yes. All right, y'all. So let's get to these amazing episodes. So today, we're focused on Karjakz Assassins, the characters, good versus evil. I think it's important that I always try to every 10th episode talk about my amazing characters. Because if I ain't giving them love, who else is going to give them love? You all know what I'm saying? Look, for all of y'all joining me, thank you for joining me. Welcome to Sanusi Podcast, episode number 240. Imagine that. 240 episodes of my podcast. That's crazy. Boy, I sure have had a lot of episodes, boy, and I'm grateful for its success, too. So I'm grateful for that. So, y'all, today we're going to get to the Karjakz Assassin universe, good versus evil. The thing that I'm going to focus on today, characters, animation, comics, the merchandise that's come with me creating these characters, and, of course, getting your mind right, being healthy mentally, and then, of course, final thoughts. As y'all come in and out of the stream or whatever, be sure to share, like, subscribe, and definitely hit the notification button. I think what I'm also going to do is I'm going to try this. Maybe my YouTube, my TikTok will want to talk to me today. Because sometimes it be tripping. But maybe it won't be tripping today. So, Karjakz Assassins training day. So, you know, one of the things I think I'm realizing is that I can do a lot. And I'm going to do a lot. I'm eventually, y'all, I'm going to start going live at the same time on TikTok and YouTube. That way I ain't got to say the same thing twice. Because, man, that's a job, y'all. Real talk. That is a job. So, y'all, first things first is the characters, man. The Karjakz Assassins characters. And one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my, I'm going to use my bio book. I'm going to use my comic book. I'm going to use all kinds of mess. So, I'm going to use all kinds of mess to explain the characters to y'all. I can't, you know what I can do? Bust out the comic book. That's right. Bust out the comic book. So Karjakz Assassins Training Day right here. Available on soundvision.com. I mean, this one's gonna be a fun one because I think what I'm realizing, people don't get it. You need to recognize the characters. So the characters, the heroes, you got the Karjakz, you got the assassins. The Karjakz are the heroes, the assassins are the villains, right? And so I'm gonna use, actually, let me get my I'm gonna use this. But since there's a new version of my characters, I'm gonna use the posters. Y'all give me a second. Oh man, you got to be kidding me. I was gonna use my second phone, but that's not gonna be happening. So, y'all, first of all, this is the whole universe right here. The heroes, Karjakz assassins right here. So, you know, the characters, I'm gonna show you all the characters, then I'm gonna break down the animation to you. So I'm not gonna do a character breakdown because I would be here for the rest of my life if I did that. But this is the entire Karjakz assassin universe right here. What's great about me creating these amazing characters is everything was inspired by myself, my two brothers, my sister, my big bro, my best friend, and then my dream girl. That's where the whole thing started. That's always been the premise. I built it from that right there. When you create something this cool, man, you have to kind of build it from the ground up. There's no what's the word I'm looking for? There's no precedence. I can't pronounce the word precedence for what's been done before. Because if you have a different idea, you basically have to create the idea from scratch. I mean, I might have referenced looked at my old X-Men comics, but that really wasn't. That was just an idea. But in order to execute my own idea, to create my characters the way I wanted to be, I needed to do something that was just like off the chain. So I did. I kind of drew from inner within myself. Okay, based something on my two brothers, based something on myself, my sister, my big bro, my best friend, and then I love dogs, and my favorite dog is a husky. So that's how the name Sphinx came around, and I named the tiger. But I didn't want a dog in the cartoon. I wanted a tiger. I love tigers. I think tigers are cool as hell. I actually think the white tiger is the cool as hell. That's super cool. I mean, I never went to the zoo and saw a tiger, but I wish I had went to the zoo and saw a tiger. So that's where that was at right there. You know what I'm saying? So now, these are the Karjakz, the heroes, right? Let me tilt this thing a little bit so y'all can see it. Yeah, these are the Karjakz, the heroes right there, right? So, the Karjakz, the heroes, you got the heroes, you got the Karjakz right here, the heroes, you got the assassins, the villains. The Karjakz are basically all the characters that make up the show. And what's important about making up the show, when you're creating something like when I'm creating an original idea, you kind of have to sell yourself on what you're doing. Because the world ain't going to really tell you that, oh, this is a great idea. They don't even want to tell you that you got a great idea. They more feel like giving you silence, which is crickets, which means they're haters. They really don't want you to succeed. You know, what's happened with me is I've had to distance myself from people. There's people like I used to look up to that were creators of cartoons I used to watch. And I just had to be like, yo, you are flaking and full of you know what. I'm going to distance myself from you. When you create something like this, man, you have to be inspired by the process, not the end result. And that's what I always focus on, the process and making sure it's good. So you got the heroes, you got the Karjakz, you got the villains, the assassins, right? Look, check this out. Let's start off with Cajun. Well, the Karjakz anyway. The Karjakz are a group of heroes. Join forces to defend the world and universe from the ever evil menace, the assassins. And a lot of my ideas are based on people that I know, and I think that's the best way to create ideas. You ain't really gonna have your best ideas aren't necessarily the ones where you're incorporating a lot of people's input, because a lot of people's input can just misconstrue what you're trying to do. Trust in yourself and the mission you're giving yourself, and that's how I create my characters. So Cajun's always been the original first character, the original first drawing. Never had Sphinx the whole time. Sphinx came around in 2009 when I actually wanted to start putting the whole team together. I knew I loved dogs, and I was living in my apartment at the time, and I was like, I ain't got no characters. And the thing about being an artist is that when you're doing these things, man, I was over here thinking I can get on TikTok, but man, this ain't gonna work. I was thinking I'd be able to get on TikTok. Give me a second, y'all. There we go. Yeah. And so in being part of something that grows, y'all give me a second. That's gonna be awesome. So as I created my characters, right, each one at a time, the biggest thing for me, and thank all of you for joining me tonight, be sure to like, subscribe, and definitely hit that notification button. One of the things that was biggest thing for me is believing in myself. It's funny how people come around only when you've made a name for yourself, but they're nowhere to be found when you're struggling. You know what I'm saying? Nowhere to be found. Straight up nowhere to be found. But they got the nerve to be giving you orders and giving you directions and telling you how you need to go about doing your dream. And that's when you need to go ahead and give them the nice words that I always say. Go kick rocks. You know what I'm saying? So when I started, I had Cajun. That's all I had. I had Cajun by himself for probably like 5 years. I was just like, yep, that's the only character I got. I'm going to work with that and then take it from there. And that's what I did. And then one day I was just sitting there, man. I was just like, well, you know, it's cool to draw other characters. Iron Man, Black Panther, Blade, whomever. But it's even cooler if I could draw my own characters. So I got to work. I said, let me get to drawing, man. I got to work. And I just went from version 1 to version 2, version 3, version 4, version 5. Today, I ain't got enough time to be breaking that down to y'all. I'm just telling you how I got here. So right now, what you're looking at is Cajun version 6. And let me tell you, Cajun version 6 is heat. Because you can see version 1 right there. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I got the characters right there. And the next thing you know, I'm building characters. So I got Cajun, I got Sphinx. This character is based on me. I always wanted to be like a cross between Blade and Iron Man. I always wanted to be a billionaire industrialist. This guy is basically me, but in superhero form. I mean, it don't get no more cooler than that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know too many people that create characters they can actually be a character. That's me. My character, everything I can do, this character can do. That's what makes this character unique. And creativity allows you to do that because you can just be like, okay, this is the dude I'm basing myself on. This is what I want it to look like. And then you're drawing. And then another great thing is that I'm also the person who draws. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I got somebody else drawing for me. No, I'm the artist. So it makes it really even more satisfying that I'm the one creating this incredible journey of mine. So that's Cajun Escalade, and I wanted him to be a billionaire industrialist, a philanthropist, lots of money, lots of position. Ownership didn't work for nobody, which was big time thing for me. And you know when you and one of the things that inspired me was I just wanted heroes to look like me. That's where it all started at. I was telling a friend that earlier today, I was like, man, you know what's really behind this thing is my characters is like, I just wanted somebody to look like me. And that's what I got. So version 1 to version 6 now, it's next level, man. And I can't wait to see what version 7 is going to look like one day. I'm just really building this thing up, man. So that's Cajun right there. The next up is Escalade. Escalade is part of the, Escalade is based on my sister. My sister is strong-willed, independent, caring, loving, you know, not taking any shit. You know what I'm saying? So she's very outspoken, which is great. You need that. Also, too, I saw voids within the animation space where there weren't too many African-American women of African descent getting drawn. They were not getting drawn, not the way that brought me satisfaction. So you do something about that. I mean, you got the power to change some things. You should do so. And I think the only power we have sometimes is just creating something new. That in itself is power. So guess what I did? I created Escalade based on my sister. It was just like I told y'all from jump. I was creating characters that were based on people around me, and we was able to add them, integrate them into a whole universe, which is probably been the best part of this journey right here. So this is Escalade right here. Then next up we got Sincere. Sincere is based on my dream girl. I said to myself, well, whatever kind of woman I want, she got to be this character. She's got to be able to do this. She got to be able to do this. And then all of a sudden, I create this character named Sincere. And whoever Sincere is out there in the universe, you know, I mean, people are like, why you call her Sincere? It's all about honesty. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yep, I need somebody who's honest. That's why I'm calling her Sincere. If you meet enough dishonest women in your life, you're going to be like, yeah, I prefer honesty. I don't care how pretty you are. I care about honest you are. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's why you have a lot of toxic relationships now, because people are dishonest with each other. So, whatever woman I'm doing with, you better be honest. I'm going to fire her ass. You got to go. You can't if the truth can't come out of your mouth, me and you ain't got shit to talk about. And so this character right here is very independent, strong-willed, brilliant. I don't want to call her a scientist, but she's a journalist. And Escalade is an Air Force colonel in the Air Force. So an Air Force colonel who's also the leader of the Karjakz. I forgot to tell you that. Tactical strategist. And you know, she's the Air Force colonel. So to me, if you have an Air Force colonel on the team, it only makes more sense you make her the leader. That just makes more sense. Now back to Sincere. So Sincere is a journalist in a day job, which is kind of wild. If you get a chance to get the comic book, Karjakz Assassin's Training Day, this right here, you get to see Sincere in her day job. You're like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty cool. And she's all around badass. I mean, and Sincere, just to let y'all know, is the love interest of Cajun. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she's a bad somebody. She's, aside from being gorgeous, she can whoop your you know what. You know what I mean? I don't like creating weak characters. I'll put it that way. Then next up you got Glocks. Glocks is based on one of my younger brothers. For me, like, once again, it ties to really being close to me. Glocks is one of my younger brothers, and he's a technician of all different types of technology. Literally technician of different. This dude creates. Oh my god, this dude is so cool. Glocks is really slowly becoming a fan favorite for the Karjakz Assassin universe. Because every time I turn on the page, everybody's like, "Yo, Glocks is the coolest. Glocks is the coolest." So I'm like, man, I don't even understand. You know what I mean? But Glocks is based on my brother. My brother's great technically with technology. He's usually the guy in the family everybody goes to, hey, where should I do this and where should I do that? With terms of this stuff like that. So that's why it fit the character perfectly. And also too, when I created the characters, I created twins. So his younger brother, twin brother anyway, can be part of this journey of mine. Give me a second, y'all. I got an idea. I'm gonna make it easier to see. Give me a second, y'all. I'm gonna make this easier to see. Yeah. I love having multiple stands. Give me a second, y'all. Let me tell you, it's good to get on the podcast early, boy. None of this midnight nonsense. Yeah, there we go. All right, much better. That's much better. So, y'all, right here, look. So, right here, give me a second, y'all. So for me, this dude, Glocks, technical gang, he's the dude on the team that shoot first, ask questions later. You know what I'm saying? Yo, he about that action. And I don't know, maybe that's what people are drawn to him so much in the Karjakz Assassin universe, but he's a technician team. He can break, he's got computer skills, technical skills, like he can break into any installation. It don't matter. He gonna get in. You know how like you have all these people that break into webs and break into government installations through the web and all that? That's what he can do. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention he's a marksman. He don't miss. And man, is he ever cocky. Yes, sir. He one thing is for sure. He let you know, I am him. You know what I'm saying? So I remember one customer came through my table, was like, yo, I can tell this dude cocky as hell. I said, yep, he sure is. You know, that's how I build my characters. To be sturdy, strong, and not taking any shit. You know what I'm saying? So next up is Rasputin, who's based on my other brother. You remember I told you I had made them twins. And the reason why these characters look alike, one has got the Gatling, he's got the weapons, and the other one's got the other type of weapons, is because they look like twins, both my brothers. So the logical thing was to create characters that actually look like twins. And that's where the idea of twins came from. I was like, wait, let me just make these guys twins. One's gonna have dreads, one's gonna have short hair. You know, if you get to buy the comic book, you get to see the difference. You know, you get to see them in their regular day outfits. It's pretty cool. You know, like I used to watch Spider-Man or I'm trying to think, X-Men, regular costumes. You get to see that, man. So that's Rasputin right there. Scientist of the team, logical science team, and he's a daredevil. These guys got the cycle called the cycle right there, the evil cycle. That cycle is, oh my God, it can do all kinds of great shit. Wait till you see the animation. That's really where the thing's gonna change, you know what I mean? One thing about me is I'm building something that I know is gonna be greater in the long run. So a lot of people that keep skipping through my channel, well, you're gonna wish you had stayed. You know what I'm saying? So this character right here, and all these posters I'm showing y'all, all this stuff is available on SanusiVision.com. You can get a copy of this on SanusiVision.com. You ain't got to worry. SanusiVision.com is where the copies is at. Go get your copy. So that's Rasputin, the daredevil of the team, the scientist of the team. Anything that the team needs to become a scientist, some kind of chemical concoction, he can do it, man. You know what I mean? He's a master scientist. So next up is Diesel. He's the strong guy of the team. Most strong guys on teams, and this character is based on my big brother. He's not family, but I feel like I call him family because I've known him a lot most of my life. And you meet very few people that are that honorable. You know what I'm saying? Very honorable. taught me. He's one of those people in my corner telling me, yo, all the stuff you're doing, man, this thing gonna blow up one day. And so I was like creating, when I was creating my characters, like, man, who am I gonna base these people on? Oh, okay, let my big bro get one. You know, and then as I started, you know, making my way with my characters, you have idiots rolling up and me talking about, you think you can draw a character based on me in the Karjakz Assassin universe? I'm like, motherfucker, I don't know you. Who the hell are you? You ain't nobody to me. The nerve of people not to respect what you're doing, but the nerve of them to tell you, well, you know, maybe you should create a character based on me. You're a nobody to me. Why would I create a character based on you? Who the hell are you? Y'all know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. So Diesel, strong guy on the team, mathematics. There's no map. He's basically the guy who constructs everything Cajun comes up with, that designs. So him and Cajun work well together within the confines of Phoenix Industries. Yeah, Phoenix Industries. Remember I told y'all, Cajun's based on me. And Cajun is a billionaire industrialist. You know what I'm saying? So he got mad bread. And if you really want to have good ties within your company, you got to bring somebody along that you trust. You know what I'm saying? So who better than to bring somebody you consider to be like your older brother, Diesel. So, and then remember, Diesel and Sincere are brothers and sisters. That's another complication. Don't worry, that's for later on down the line. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the crazy combination. And then Diesel is also the brother of Artillery, who's on the villains, which I'll talk about later. So thank all of y'all for joining me tonight. Welcome to another awesome episode of Sun Vision Out Life, episode number 240. Right now I'm just introducing characters. So now this is Shepard. Shepard is the Quantum Arrow bow guy on the team. He's based on my best friend. He's actually blind as well. He's actually a surgeon in real life too. He's actually a surgeon in an animated series too. I remember creating Shepard, and I remember my mom telling me, you know, this character is gonna resonate with a lot of people with disabilities. And I didn't really think about that, but now I just drew a character that's blind, fires bows and arrows, and they're like, whoa, this dude is heat. You know what I mean? Yeah. Thank you. I do what I can. Hey, auntie, this is what your boy be doing, man. This is the nerd life for me. I mean, this is why I have a lot of subscribers on YouTube. A lot. Because I'm funny. I'm not really taking myself too seriously. I've done enough work with these characters that I've got so many followers, man. You know what I'm saying? And to have had that many followers, thank you, Boomy1964. Appreciate that. I think that's my aunt. I hope it is. But yeah, it's what I do, man. I love what I'm doing, and what y'all need to look forward to is this animation that's coming. Trust me, that's coming soon. This intro I've been working on for the last 2 years, man. Only thing I'm gonna tell y'all this, it's about 2 minutes long. So it's gonna give y'all a good chance to actually look at the characters. You know what I'm saying? And it's to actually commemorate the comic book that's out now. Karjakz Assassins Training Day, available now on my website, sunvision.com. Yep, I knew it was my auntie. Hey, what's up, auntie? Good evening, ma. I'm trying to use my Nigerian accent. You know what I'm saying? But that's where it's at, man. And, you know, in spite of YouTube trying to mess with my channel, I'm still getting views. So they can't stop me. So they can't stop me. This thing ain't gonna be stopped. There's nothing YouTube can do about it. You know what I mean? So, but that's Shepard, man. And then the biggest thing for me is basing my characters on African lore. That was important to me because as a kid growing up, man, I'd watch all these cartoons, X-Men, Spider-Man, Thundercats, whatever you can name it, man, but nothing looked like me. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to complain about it. I'm going to do something about it. So I did. I drew a bunch of characters and just was creating characters left and right. So right there. So now next up, you got the assassins, the villains. Now the villains aren't really based on anybody. Well, except for two characters, Sanusi and Revo. So Sanusi's based on my bad side, and Revo's based on my cousin. Because he's like, man, you gonna make me a cousin. So my cousin, he's like, I don't want to be no hero, just make me a villain, man. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that. And that's funny enough because that character, I'm gonna get to him later, he's quite popular in this whole Karjakz Assassin universe. I mean, when you create characters like I've got right now, man, there's really nothing anybody can tell you. It's not like I'm going out here and trying to ask Marvel to give me some money. Thank you. Yes, ma'am, I definitely am. Unstoppable is the best word. That's a false show. You know what I'm saying? Been building this thing, man, for, since 2009. The first version got done in 2012, and it's been crazy on since. So I've been at this for like, that's like 2010. So almost 16 years, maybe 17. I mean, that's a long time to be committed to something. And I've seen myself grow as an artist then too, because when I first started, I was not this right here. I can honestly admit that, but I knew I was that dude though. You know what I mean? So you got the assassins right here, the villains from the Karjakz Assassin universe. The villains, actually, as my brother told me, they're probably going to be more popular than the heroes, which isn't far-fetched because I tell you, when I go to comic expos, a lot of people are like, okay, these villains are heat. And what's cool is another thing. I really don't know any African-American hero villains that are actually that popular. I'm not gonna consider Black Manta a villain because he's not a super villain. He's somebody's subsidiary. He's just a lieutenant. But Sun Tzu's a general. You know what I'm saying? And he's best my villain side. Yeah, just like how I got Cajun, who's the hero, and Sphinx, the good tiger. This tiger Seth is evil, and Sun Tzu's my villain side. I was like, why not just have a villain side too? Then I got two characters, and so Sun Tzu's the antagonist of the entire Karjakz Assassin universe. Everything that happens in the universe depends on what he does. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've even got the second comic book I'm working on right now, and trust me, based on what you're going to read in the first comic book, you'll be like, wow, this is crazy incredible. I mean, people don't understand. It's a lot of work to create characters and then make them become something that you can understand what they're doing. You get what I'm saying? So, like, this podcast is actually an episode about that. I've never actually done a podcast episode about that, talking about my characters like this. You know what I mean? So, version 6, you can see the way it looks. And a lot of people, like, reference Japanese-style animation. I say, yeah, because I watched Gundam Wing, Voltron, Thundercats, I'm trying to think, Brave Star. I'm trying to think what else Japanese style animation, man. I watched a lot of Japanese style animation. Techno Man, that was big for me too. That's helped me a lot. So Sun Tzu's the leader of the bad guys. And plus I wanted a African-centric figure villain. I don't know of any. I can't think of one that's that famous. You know what I'm saying? I can't think of one. So that's Sun Tzu right there. And of course, it's evil mystical tiger. You know what I'm saying? Seth, who is truly evil. Like, I think Seth is going to be... I've had people tell me Sphinx is cooler than Seth, but just by a little. Because I'm shocked at how many people think Seth is a very cool-looking tiger. I'm proud of that, too, though. It's a lot of work, y'all. So next up is Artillery. Artillery is the general of the assassins. And Artillery, not only she's the wife of Sun Tzu, she's also the sister of Diesel and Cynthia. Y'all remember these two characters right here? So Diesel, remember this woman right here? Hold on, let me... And this lady right here, Cynthia. So that's her siblings right there. Yeah, I know she's the black sheep of the family. How she turned out to be a villain? I don't know. I needed more characters, man. So, and also to keep in mind, each villain is a counter of each hero. So, give me a second, y'all. Each villain is a counter of each hero. So, Artillery is the general of the assassins. All command go through her. You know what I'm saying? Who is better to be your bodyguard than your wife? You know what I'm saying? Because Sun Tzu's a scientist. So Sun Tzu, all the technology you're gonna see in all the villains, this guy created it. So the same way Cajun created all the technology for all the heroes, Sun Tzu creates all the technology for all the villains, from Artillery's armor to everything like that. You know what I mean? So Sun Tzu, who's better to be your bodyguard than your wife? You know what I'm saying? She's a former CIA agent, FBI. You know, I gave her like a background where she's espionage. You know what I'm saying? So who better to be your general than your wife, and she's understands tactical strategies and all that kind of craziness like that. You know what I'm saying? So Artillery, she's a markswoman. She's a no-nonsense. She's whenever he sends her, and he doesn't really send her much, but if he sends her, it's over for everybody who's in there. Like, everybody's getting taken out when she gets there. Nobody's gonna be left standing. That's how much power she has. Like, it's over for everybody. And I can't wait to see this woman in a cartoon series. Like, and I've told y'all this too. All these characters are all getting their own comic books. Y'all, I got so much work. I got work for the next 30 years, man. It's crazy how much work I got. I always got work. I got work this morning. I did a podcast before I did this podcast with my boy Kimba, Cultural Capitalist Podcast. It's on the channel. You can check it out on my YouTube channel. Today's episode was African Freedom Champions. You know what I'm saying? So that's Artillery right there. General of the Assassins, commander. All commands go to her. If she ain't giving it, it ain't getting done. You know what I'm saying? And plus, the reason why I've drawn a lot of women characters, because all the cartoons I watch, they ain't really no sisters. Everybody knows Storm, everybody knows Vixen, but even then, those characters are subsidiary characters. You can't call my characters subsidiary, especially female characters, because they're in my universe. I can control how they're seen. And that's one of the reasons why I want to be independent, because when you work with these companies, they are so narrow-minded. Sitting there with some dumbass white boy talking about, you know, I think she's too powerful of a sister. Let's make her kind of, less less intense and less intimidating. How the hell am I gonna do that? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm over here just like dying of laughter. Like nah, I'm good. And I've had many companies want to join with me. I'm like nah, go kick rocks. I'm good. I don't need you. You know what I mean? Because the best thing you can say honestly, y'all, is no sometimes. Just saying no. No is my favorite word. Hell no is the second favorite, and F no is the third favorite. So no, no, and no. You know what I'm saying? For real. So now, next up is Excursion, aka Ruben Drones. Now, some names I forgot. Well, y'all know the names already, so there's no need for me to go through the names. You know the names already. So aka Ruben Drones. I don't know why every time I introduce him, I love saying his name, Ruben Drones, aka Excursion. For Excursion, he's a security guard, and for him, just taking people out is just good business. He's standing on business. Former military Marine. You see those cybernetic arms? He ain't got the flesh no more, man. That man done beat through all kinds of mess. And so in order to get to where he is now, Sanusi builds this armor for him. He's got cybernetic implant eyes. You get to see all this stuff in the comic book. It really is super cool. And Excursion is the field commander of the assassins. And what I mean by that is his job is to give all the orders that Sanusi and Artillery want executed. He's the one who executes it. Everybody takes their command from him. So Artillery gives command, she gives it to him, and he disperses it to everybody else. So he's the field commander. Anything he says goes. Even Sanusi's children, Kanji and Revo, have to take orders from him. Well, if they want to listen. But they gotta listen, because if they don't listen, he's gonna go tell Artillery. Artillery's gonna get in their shit. You know what I'm saying? So Excursion, aka Ruben Drones, this guy is a fan favorite. I don't know why, but every time they see him, people are just staring at him when they come to my table at the shows. And as I told y'all, I will be going to WonderCon. And WonderCon 2026 will be the first time people have seen this version of my characters, version 6. They haven't seen it yet. Because when I dropped the comic book last year, the comic book wasn't ready when I went to the show. So this year, it's going to be a whole different crazy ball game. You know what I'm saying? So that's Excursion right there. Next up is Kanji and Revo. Kanji, Revo. Now, Kanji and Revo are the son and daughter of this guy right here, Sanusi, Overlord. You know what I'm saying? And then their stepmother is Artillery. So their stepmother is Artillery. Right? Now, you get to understand the story when you get to read the comic book and figure out how all this kind of stuff happened. I'm not telling you all that right there. But Kanji Lee Bishop, Tuan Lee Bishop, the children of Sanusi. Kanji is the oldest of the two children. She kind of like the big sister, taught Revo how to fight, but Revo's a natural great fighter. She's like her father, trained to be great. Revo's just naturally great. Just a talented fighter. You can tell, you can look at him, you can look at this character right here and be like, this dude can whoop somebody, you know what. She's a monster right here though. Kanji is ruthless. Some people are like she's the heir apparent to Sanusi's dynasty. I don't know yet. All I know is that I always wanted a woman. The name Kanji itself is Japanese, which means strength. I remember when I created the first version of her, she used to have she still has red hair, but she had a trench coat when I first created her. And I was like, ooh, I wonder what she would look like if I put her in armor. So I put her in armor. Version 6 of my characters, this comic book, actually, y'all, give me a second, gave me a this comic book gave me a chance to see how to evolve my characters, if that makes any sense, y'all. Y'all know what I'm saying? That's what I think happened with these characters right here. So that's Kanji right there. They both got swords. Their uniforms look alike, except one is a guy, one is a girl, one's a guy. That's really the only difference. You know what I'm saying? So that's Kanji right there. Next up is Revo. Might be the most popular character in this whole Karjakz Assassin universe. Might be the best fighter in this whole Karjakz Assassin universe. Revo's sick. Now, Revo's the one that I said is based on my cousin. Now, keep in mind, every character is a counter of the heroes. So, Sanusi's the counter of Cajun. Y'all know that. So, Sanusi's the counter of Cajun. Artillery is the counter of Escalade. Excursion is the counter of Glocks. Kanji is the counter of Sincere. Revo is the counter of Rasputin. You know what I'm saying? So Rasputin is, Revo is probably the best fighter in the whole universe. That armor offers them shadow evasion, light evasion. That suit does all kinds of cool stuff. Not to mention he's got the sick motorcycle. Both of them got sick motorcycles, man. Oh, man. I'm a big motorcycle fan, but I ain't got the balls to get on no motorcycle, man. I'm sorry. I'm kind of scared of motorcycles like that. Yeah, I'm not doing that. That ain't happening. You know what I mean? But that's Revo right there. Based on my cousin. I remember my cousin's like, make me a villain. So my cousin's nickname is Ajabota. And he says, man, you know, you got to make me a villain. And I think the one thing I did really well with these characters, I was able to create them based on people that I knew, but I made their traits and similar. Their traits are really similar to the people that I know in real life. So I think I did a great job of that. I mean, there's something to be said about just believing in yourself and just going for something you want to go for and not giving a damn what anybody thinks. I'm not seeking nobody's approval, man. Like, I just did this on my own. I just like, not family, not nobody. I looked at myself in the mirror and said, I'm gonna do this. Period. All my money, I put it all in this, and now all my money that I put in it is coming back to me. You know, it's like a boomerang, man. A lot of people out here are just cowards. Like, chase your dream, fail at your dream, and then get up again and do it the next day. You know what I mean? So next up is Snipes, counter of Shepherd. Snipes is I call her the Purple Hell Bombshell because she's gorgeous. 6 foot, like you see her walking, you're like, oh damn, you start drooling. But she's a straight killer. You know what I'm saying? Like she's what Sun Tzu and Artillery send to infiltrate a place. Because when she goes in there, just be hoping people are left breathing. And her combat skills, espionage skills, she can slide through and she can get through anywhere, man, undetected. Like she's like that, you know what I mean? And I can't wait for to drop a book. And her day job, so I forgot to tell y'all, their day jobs is their students, right? I forgot to tell y'all, Glocks and Rasputin are students. I forgot to tell you that too. So Glocks and Rasputin are students. These two guys right here, Glocks and Rasputin are students. So these two are students. They're students, that's their day job. So is Kanji and Revo. So Kanji and Revo are students, right? But guess what? Snipes' day job is she's Miss Universe. Yeah, you know those pageants and shit? She's a supermodel. That's her day job. Day job is supermodel pretending to be stupid, and then when nighttime come, people get into business. You know what I'm saying? So she's nice like that. And she's went through variations of designs, and this design is really, I feel like, the one that completely completes her. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the other designs I had, you could see their faces. Now it's like, when I got to versions, I'm like, I don't want them to know who they are. You know what I'm saying? I want to do that thing you used to do with superhero stuff where you draw the characters, but people don't know what they look like. Y'all get what I'm saying? So that's Snipes right there. And then well, not last, but Yukon. So Yukon is the counter of Diesel. And Yukon is Titus Manluga. But when I was growing up, I don't remember as a kid seeing any Samoan, Polynesian culture characters, let alone villains or heroes. I said, man, I'm gonna do something about this. So I did. I came up with the name Yukon. It's ironic enough, but this version of Yukon is the closest thing that I've drawn, that I've seen, because I was watching this show called Chief of War, and I was looking at the costumes like, holy crap, Yukon stuff looks just like that stuff. So it made me proud to realize that I had drawn something, but I made him a super villain. So I'm proud of the fact that I did it, because a lot of people don't consider like everybody. A lot of cartoons we watch these days are always white people, white people, white people. I'm like, yo, this shit is corny. I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna do something where I'm gonna draw people of color, but I'm gonna draw them in a different way where you have to look at them like, oh, this shit is sick. No hater can come to my table and tell me shit. Because I've already had professionals in the business, Marvel, DC, otherwise come to my table like, yo, bro, you got game if you ever need a job. And my answer is always, I don't want a job. I'm not working for you. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? They pimp you, man. You have to understand that. So Yukon is a strong guy on the villain side. Super strong, like invulnerable. That suit, his evolution to where he is now is crazy. So Yukon's job is he's a security enforcer at Argon Tech. Argon Tech is Sun Tzu's company. And Argon Tech is how Sun Tzu funds everything the assassins have. So Sun Tzu's a weapons dealer. So he sells to anybody. You know, when you usually create a supervillain, they want you to create a supervillain, especially when you're in the African American community. Maybe you're a drug dealer or you're a street hustler. Bleep all that. I said, hell no. I'm going to draw a character that's a supervillain. He's Argon Tech. He's selling military-grade weapons. Why would I want to draw a character that's selling drugs? And that's some of the problems that you run into when you're an African-American creator. You got people that will live up to the stereotypes. I ain't doing no damn stereotype. I don't give a damn. I don't care what Marvel thinks. I'm not asking for their permission. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we're at with this right here. So that's Yukon, the strong guy on the team. You get to read the comic book and you're going to laugh. He makes you laugh a lot in the comic book, but he's just a mean dude. You know what I'm saying? And then last but not least are the Coyotes, the android assassins. They're not human. They're cybernetic beings androids created by Sun Tzu to be the Marines of the assassins. So you only see 2 here, but it's actually 6. Whenever you see 2, whenever you see 1, there's 5 more coming. And these androids, y'all give me a second. And these androids, They think, they multiply, and they replicate whatever you do. So it's damn near impossible to beat them. And they made it out of titanium alloy. So that's one of I thought about all this nerdy stuff when I was doing this. I was like, this is everything that these characters need. And so when you read the bio book, which is available now on soundvision.com, and the comic book, you get to see why I made these characters. So their main job is to be infiltration. They're the Marines. He sends them before they send the assassins themselves. So when these guys go in, they usually go in with either snipes or they go in with Kanji and Revo. And when they do, it's 6 of them, not 2. It's 6 of them. They move in a pack. They hunt as a pack. You know what I'm saying? So coyotes. It's funny whenever people see these characters, they're like, "Yo, those are kind of cool." I'm like, "Yeah, I know they're kind of cool. So I drew them. Shit, you know what I mean?" So that's all the characters. And look, this guy writes. Let me come back to Sun Tzu again. I want you to remember, Sun Tzu designed every single costume that all these assassin characters are wearing, are using, and Cajun designed all the characters that the heroes are using. So basically, I took my creativity and put it into what you call this thing, into the characters, right? So the next subject, the next part of this thing is once you got comics, I mean characters, you got animation. So for me, having an animation series, like I'm in school for animation right now, I self-taught myself animation on YouTube University, just like anybody else, but I got really good at it. And then when I got really good at it, I was like, how am I gonna make this attached to my characters? So then I'm in school right now again. School's actually gonna start on Monday. The biggest gift I did for myself was, most people go to school and go get into debt. I went into school and didn't get into debt. I don't owe jack squat. So I found a way to educate myself without owing money. Y'all see the characters on my shirt? You see the Karjakz Assassins Training Day. You see it? This is the new material we're making now for my t-shirts. Next level type stuff. Now, for me, my dream of my animation series has always been my dream. And the good thing about me being independent is that I don't need nobody's permission to do what I'm doing. I just wake up in the morning, I've got the computer, I've got the programs, I know how to draw, I know about frames, I know about all that stuff. And people don't know that when you do animation, the biggest thing is frames. It's not even the frames, it's not the mathematics. It's actually the mathematics that's the hardest part of it. Because you have to time things right. People have attention span issues. Y'all give me a second. People have attention span issues. So people have attention span issues. They love not to pay attention. You know what I'm saying? They love not to pay attention. They got paying attention issues, as I like to say. Give me a second, y'all. Oh man. Can I flip this thing? Yes, I can. Yes. They got attention span issues. And when you got attention span issues, you ain't really gonna pay attention. But look, I'm gonna make it real simple, the animation, right? I did the new animation that I'm working on, y'all can't see that. But I can show you the old stuff. Let me see if I can find it. Y'all give me a second. This is gonna lead to what? This is actually the original idea. So when I did this in school, I got an A. I don't know when I've ever not gotten an A. And it's shocking because I'll be honest with you, when I did this animation, my teacher, who's an older white guy, who's never seen people drawing African American superheroes, black superheroes, is like, what the? But he couldn't give me nothing but an A because the idea was so conceptually sick. So the part of something is you drawing. If you know you want to see something, you're gonna have to actually create it yourself. You ain't really got no choice. Y'all got what I'm saying? Like, it's just part of the journey of success. Nobody's gonna draw African American superheroes unless you do it. And I remember going home to Nigeria last year, and I was walking through the airport, and people were tripping because of my clothes. And then, because you can tell that they're black characters because they had no, the way I showed y'all the drawings now, the characters didn't have any helmets on. They didn't have any helmets on version 5, so you can see who they are. And people will be tripping. And even not till today, when I wear those clothes, especially when you can see that the characters are actually black, they're like, I didn't know you could draw black people like that. Yeah, you can if you got skills like me. I'm him. I'm that dude. If there's one thing I'll tell you straight to your face before you even start running your mouth, I'll be like, I'm better than you. And there ain't a damn thing I can't tell you how many white boys I punked at comic expos. Like, you ain't shit compared to me. All you are is white, and that ain't gonna help you against me. You know what I'm saying? So that's where this is at right here. So look, let me show y'all this animation right quick, man. Look. So this is the first animation I ever did. Literally. It's old school, as I like to call it. I got them TikTok people talking. I don't know what they saying. They in there somewhere. Oh yeah. Yeah, y'all see all that frame sequence? That was really, really hard. Like when you do animation, the hardest part of animation is like the frame sequence. Yo, this whole 1 minute thing took me an entire system. I mean, excuse me. Y'all, this whole 1 minute thing y'all just saw took me an entire semester. An entire semester. Man, it was a lot of work. And I got another one I'm gonna show you. I can't show you the other ones. The other two I can't show you because one is actually one of the superheroes, Cajun transforming into his armor. Yeah, I know, that's sick as hell, right? Thinking about that. And then the other one is the full animation intro of the Karjakz Assassins. Like full, like, y'all see what y'all just saw right now? But the new one's on steroids. Like, oh man, it's heat. You know, it's heat. And that's a lot of work that you're doing right there. Give me a second, y'all. I think that's better. All right, I see TikTok people showing me some love. Appreciate y'all. Hey, look, y'all, I told y'all I'm going to start double dipping. I'm going TikTok and YouTube at the same time. I'm tired of trying to say the same thing twice. And you know, funny, I've never done a podcast standing up before. This is kind of cool. Now, look, the next thing I'm going to show y'all is another intro. This one is kind of like a comic style intro. I created it because I just wanted to see what would be like to take a concept idea of a comic and put it into the space of animation, and actually worked out pretty well. The thing about animation is that, especially when you're doing original characters, you shouldn't do it just to please people. You should do it because it's what's needed. You do what's needed for the characters. Whether people like it or not, they don't. That's their damn business. I'm not trying to bring everybody along because there's a lot of bandwagon people out there, and they only come around when you've actually made a name for yourself. You know what I mean? Like now, I have a lot of bandwagon people, and the reason why I have a lot of bandwagon people is because I have a lot of subscribers. When I had 100 subscribers, when nobody showed me no love, now I got 1,400 subscribers. Everybody want to show me love. You know what I'm saying? So, TikTok people, what's up, man? How y'all doing? Welcome to the chat. Another awesome episode of Sanusi in Our Life. You're actually watching me on my podcast right now. TikTok people. So, y'all are actually watching my podcast right now. That's what I'm doing right now, my podcast. So, thank y'all for joining me. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Somebody on TikTok is whining about prices, about expensive. There's always somebody who's a penny pincher. If you ain't got no money, don't look at my stuff. But I know you love my stuff because you're whining about how much it costs. What you expect me to give it to you for $2? Like, get out of here, man. So, yo, the next I'm going to show y'all is the animation intro. This right here is going to be the comic style animation I was telling you about. And then I'm going to show you the comic books. Yeah, this is heat right here. So this one's like I don't know how to explain this, man. I might be actually. Will I be able to show? Ooh, y'all, give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Actually, I can actually show you. So there's some dude on TikTok whining about price, trying to tell me what price I should charge, and I'm over here like, I don't care what you think. Like, if you ain't got no money for my shirts, then find somewhere else to shop. Y'all, give me. I'm gonna pull up. What if I can pull up? I bet you I can pull up the, I'm trying to pull up the animation. Give me a second. Dream. Okay, there we go. If I can play it on my TV, I'm going to play it for y'all. Oh, it looks like I can. All right, y'all, look. Let me reverse the camera around. You get to see it really good, like big and live. There you go. I love having a stand. I ain't gonna lie. See the difference? So that's a cool one right there. And then you got this one right here too. So this is the comic one I was showing y'all. Let me back up a little bit. No movement. This is what you call free motion animation. Now, y'all, that's what's up right there. That's what you call a done deal. That's what you call a done deal. And you know what's cool is that the animation all done by me. All credit to YouTube University. Well, you know, credit to the university and then whatever the school I'm going to now. You know what I mean? But it's like, I would have never got there if I just didn't start in 2009 and just had the courage to be like, I'm just doing this. Don't care. Not looking for nobody's permission. I don't do this now like to see how many views I'm going to get. I do it more now that I'm seeing the impact in my life of what's happening. And when you pursue your dream, the ultimate goal is for that dream to give you independence, which is what I have now. Like, I'm not like all these other artists that be going to beg like these companies. Because you have no money, cool. But you don't need to beg them. You make them come to you. What's the biggest thing that's going on right now in this universe? Content. Content is king. And if you create something great, now you've got something that's a comic, that's an animation, video games, movies, TV shows, whatever you can think of. My universe, and then not to mention, I got a bunch of characters. And these characters y'all are seeing right now, it's not even all of them. That's not even all of them right there. I still got a bunch more people like you've never seen. A bunch more people. Yeah. My mother's got a character. My uncle's got a character. My father's got a character. My grandfather's got a character. My grandmother's got a character. A bunch of people got characters, man. And those characters actually very integral part of this whole Karjakz universe. Now, next up is the comic books. Because for me, comics is important because comics is like the secondary thing I want to do with my characters. Animation was always the first, and then comics is the second. It was just a big thing for me. That's why this whole thing is good versus evil. Because in the premise of cartoons, animation, yada, 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 it's always good versus evil. That's just how it is. For me, like, this is the bio book, right? This is a bio book that I still sell on my website right now. But this bio book, before I show you the comic book, without these three books, give me a second, y'all. Without these three books, I would have no comic book. This version 1 of the bio book, version 2 of the bio book, version 3, and now version 4. Without these, I wouldn't have no bio book. I'm telling y'all. Actually, speaking of bio books, I'm actually about to go print. Yeah, I need to go ahead and print one. Yeah, I need to go ahead. Yep, we're going to do that. Y'all just get, yep, I need to print. Yep, I'm going to be doing that because I want to be able to take the bio books with me to the Comic Expo. So we're going to definitely be doing that. So Karjakz Assassin's bio book going to get printed, man. You're going to see the new one because I sell a gajillion of these, man. You know what I mean? Not to mention, I just want to create the new one. So the bio books led to the comic book, and especially the original version, which is the most important version. Because without this, I wouldn't be where I am now today. You see what I'm saying? So you got the characters, the original version of them. You got the Karjakz, you got the Karjakz, the heroes, the assassins, the villains. Now, once I got this, look, let me flip through this book so y'all can see. This is a book that's available now on my website. You got the Karjakz, the heroes. It's a bio book, so it tells you everything about the characters, height, weight, all that kind of good stuff right there, like that. You want to go get you one of these right here, man. Now, this version is available, but it's available by special order because it's the classic. You know what I'm saying? So this is usually the one that's on the website. Give me a second, y'all. This is usually the one that's on the website. So if you know you want to get a comic book, a bio book, you get one of these right here. This is the one that's on the website. You can get a great read. Believe me, it's just 50 bucks. Anybody whining about $50, I don't know what to tell you, man. I can't really help you. Don't expect artists to give away their art for free. Free and me don't go in the same sentence. I don't think so. I'm done with doing that. You will not devalue me. Nope, you need to devalue somebody, devalue yourself. You feel me? So then this is the third version. And I told you I got 4 versions coming now. Look at this. This is the cover. You can see the difference in the drawings. You can see the evolution of how far I've come. I'm really, without these books, I would have no comic book because I had something to reference. And of course, while I was creating the comic book, the Karjakz Assassins Training Day, I could reference like my bio books, but I could also reference old comics like X-Men, Avengers, Fantastic Four, Batman, all that kind of stuff. I didn't have any Blade comics, which is shameful. It's kind of like, it's just crazy. It's like having your favorite artist. So now, this is what the ultimate comic book is now. This is comics. Now, this comic is the beginning of many series of comics to come. There's going to be a lot of comics coming down the pike, man. This is just one of many. One of many. And each one of these characters is going to get a comic book of their own. Now, my comic book comes in 2 sizes. So if you love comics, they come in 2 sizes. You can get you a copy. You got Karjakz Assassins, hundreds. This one's $100. This one's $200. It's the full collection of the comic book. If your eyes are great, get the small one. If your eyes are suspect, get the bigger one. And the big one is as big as a calendar. It is huge. Look, you can see the difference. And then you can see the difference too when you stand them next to each other. And you can see the difference when you turn it on the back. You know what I mean? So you can see the difference. So Karjakz Assassins Training Day comic book. This is the first official comic book. So this is the front cover. You've got all the heroes, the villains, Training Day. Some of y'all are wondering why I call it Training Day. Is what I want to call it. The heroes coming together. You know what I'm saying? And then you flip it to the back. You got Cajun and Sanusi on the back side right here. You know what I mean? This is pretty sick right here, y'all. Yeah, this is what this is. And then you can go to SanusiVision.com and get this comic book. So for all of y'all who are wondering where can you get a comic book, well, let me post it in the. Ooh, damn, my bad. Let me post it in the. Let me post it in the chat. So let me post it in the chat, y'all. You can definitely get a comic book. So that's the front cover. That's the back cover. Then, of course, the part that everybody wants to see. Some of the inside of the comic book. Hey, I'm okay with showing you. That's all right. Look, check this out. Look at this. You see this? You see how small the small one is and the big one? But this is all I'm going to show you because I'm not about to show you a whole comic book for free. Nope. That's not happening. If y'all really want to be part of the movement, go copy your comic book and support a brother. So I can grow. Keyword in that sentence is so I can grow. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of y'all, man, be wanting free everything. Ain't nothing free up in here, man. My time ain't free, and your time ain't free. So a lot of people want free stuff, but free ain't gonna happen. So that's the comics, man. And then, of course, my last 2 things I'm gonna talk about: merchandising. You know, when you have comic books or when you create anime characters, what starts happening to you is that you start having merchandise. Like, you can do all kinds of mess. You know what I'm saying? Like what I got on right now. The t-shirt, the bucket hat. Actually, it's a reversible bucket hat. So it's double-sided. Y'all see this right here? Double-sided bucket hat. That's right. Give me a second, y'all. Double-sided bucket hat. Double-sided bucket hat. You know what I'm saying? Double-sided. Look, check this out. Double-sided bucket hat. Now, this side is the classic Karjakz Assassins. Since it's Karjakz Assassins Day, I actually have plans to make another bucket hat. This one's going to have the version 6 of my characters to honor the Karjakz Assassins Training Day, comic book. So we're going to definitely do this doggone thing. Actually, I should order that now. Shoot. Man, I'm gonna design that right quick. And then you flip it. You see how I just flipped it, y'all? So you can wear this during the summer. And it depends on what part of the country you live in. Summer's always, for some people, if you're a California person, summer. But if you Dallas, Texas, or Houston, Texas, summer too. Unless you live in like Wisconsin or something, then it's winter right now. You're freezing your behind off. But that's okay, because we got something for that too. It's called beanies. Yep, beanies are very popular. So you got a Cajun beanie right here. Now all my beanies, what's cool about all my beanies, because we're talking about beanies, look, I can literally put any drawing on the beanies. This is a classic Cajun on the one side. You flip it. Look at that. You got a version 5 on the other side. You see how many colors I got? Then you got a Karjakz Assassin one right here. This is where it's at. Look at this. You see this? This is super cool, right? Then you flip it. You see that? Double-sided beanie. Then, this is the original OG beanie. Yep, this is the one right there. OG, this is the first ever beanie I ever made. How much is the double-sided bucket hat? I think it's 110. It's 110. The price of the bucket hat is like 110. It's been the same price for like 6 years. I haven't changed a single thing. A lot of my prices on my website have been that way for like, man, a good minute. You know what I mean? And for me, I make quality. Like, for example, you see this t-shirt? Don't worry, I'm going to show you some apparel. I definitely got to show you the apparel, man. That's next right now, right after this. So, and then I'm going to show you the sneakers last. The bucket hat is super cool. It can come in any color, any character. I can customize it. Even if I don't have that design on the whatchamacallit, on the website, if there's a character you like, because a lot of women, let's say a lot of African American women love Wonder Woman. So I'd be doing a lot of Wonder Woman posters. And when I say Wonder Woman, not a white girl. Nope, I drew a sister. You know what I'm saying? So that's quite popular right there. That's always popular. So those are the beanies, man. And look, I forgot to reverse it on y'all. So you see the beanie right there? Even the t-shirt I'm wearing. This t-shirt I'm wearing right now is the newest material I got. The newest of the newest. It's so sick. It's great for working out. It's great for general wear. You never feel like you're sweating in it. It dries super fast. The material is off the chain. There's no fuzziness. There's no wrinkles. It's just the sickest thing you've ever put on. Man, is heat. You know what I mean? So that's the beanies right there. Then next up, well, since I'm showing y'all, I'm going to show y'all apparel. Now, I might as well show y'all apparel. So look, let's look at the women's gear. Y'all see the women's gear? Yeah, I do women's gear too, man. Women's gear for show. Look, I'm just gonna take my camera, I'm gonna pan all the way through. Let y'all see it. You see the women's leggings right there? So if you love to exercise, I've sold quite a few of those. If you love exercising, if you love running, if you love working out, or just general wear, ladies, yep, that's where it's at right there. And then you got the t-shirt. Now I made this t-shirt to honor the comic book, but it's a sick t-shirt. And it's quite popular too. This is a Karjakz Assassin's Training Day ladies t-shirt. You can see it's got the V-neck. It's got the breathable mesh and the technology of the clothing. It's next level material. You can see all the heroes, the villains. It's next level stuff. And look, I'm gonna flip it so y'all can see the back of the shirt. And I got my own mannequin, you know, it just makes it easier, man. You see the back of the shirt? So that's what we're making over here at Sound Vision, right? Now let me get the male figure. You're gonna see all kinds of stuff. Let's go like, ooh, nope, don't move. Oh, I forgot I had a fan. I'm over here just sweating my behind off. I ain't gotta do that. Nope. So look, y'all, this right here is the male figure. Male t-shirts. Same thing. Now remember, keep in mind, this is a limited edition t-shirt. But even when I do all the normal characters, like whoever you see on the website, I'm still using the same material. But this one is to honor the Karjakz Assassin's characters. Now you see the sweatpants though. Guess what I got? Superheroes. I got Blade, Iron Man, Batman, Green Lantern, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Wolverine, you name it, it's on that pants. Yep, I make sweatpants for the fellas. Just the same way I make leggings for the ladies, I got sweatpants for the fellas. This is a t-shirt right here. Karjakz Assassin's Training Day t-shirt for the fellas. You can see the materials next level right here. I mean, everything I do is just, man, it's creme de la creme. And then you got this right here. You know what I mean? Look at this. This is sick. You got the backside of the shirt. So if you love t-shirts, you got to go get you one of these right here. Now, what I will show you is 3 different things. I'm going to show you a bomber jacket, I'm going to show you a sweater, and I'm going to show you a hoodie. Then I'm going to show you some sneakers, and then get to my favorite part of the day, getting your mind right. So look, let's go. We got this. We got this. And we got this. Oh yeah, and a sweater. Hey, so look, let me keep it simple. If you love sweaters, you want one of these right here. Sweaters are cool, especially during the winter right now, or just a general wear when you're in your house. custom design sweaters, any character. This is unisex, male and female. So you just have to pick a size, man. You just have to pick a size. Yes, you do. Yep. And actually, let me put the website in the chat. I literally forgot. My bad, y'all. There we go. That's the website. So I put it in the chat. So this right here is sweaters, y'all. One at a time. Oh, man. Almost done. Then you got hoodies. You see that right there? You got hoodies. That is a for sure. Custom design hoodies. Ain't nobody making nothing like this. And then you got puffer jackets. That's always cool too. Yep, those are sick. And then you also got bomber jackets. I'm showing you this one to honor the comic book Karjakz Assassins Training Day. This is where it's at right here. If you know you want something cool, you got to go get you one of these right here, man. Karjakz Assassins Training Day comic book, available now on soundvision.com, y'all. So, man, that's like the stuff. That's like the stuff that I'm doing, man. So Karjakz Assassins, everything Karjakz Assassins. I'm not trying to show you any other characters. I did by accident though. And then let's see. All right, so look, I gotta show y'all sweatpants. I gotta show y'all, damn. I gotta show y'all sweatpants. Look, check this out. Right? This actually the first pair of sweatpants I ever made. Original OGs right here, boy. But this is what the sweatpants used to look like. Custom designed. From jump, I kind of knew what I wanted. I proudly wear this to school every single time. And when school starts next week, guess what pants I'm gonna be wearing? Those pants right there. Actually, no, I have to wear one with the training day. That's very important. Give me a second. And then you look, you got the next pair of pants. Everything I'm showing y'all today is Karjakz Assassins, so I ain't showing you nobody else, man. I mean, look at this. This is sick, right? Karjakz Assassins Training Day. You gotta go get yours today, man. Available now on soundvision.com. It's a definite must buy. As I like to say, it's a definite must buy. I don't know if that's good English, but I don't care. I'm still saying it. It's a definite must buy. And then you've got Karjakz Assassins Training Day sweatpants. This is to honor the comic book. There's a lot of comic book honoring going down, y'all. Look at this. This is pretty sick. So get yours today on soundvision.com. All you have to do is go on there, man, and get your order on. I mean, look how sick that is. This is to honor the comic book, man. This is straight heat. So visit soundvision.com and get your order on. So that's all the sweatpants. Now, to show y'all some sneakers, and then we getting up out of it. There's only 3 sneakers to show y'all. So first of all, there's only 3 sneakers to show y'all, because it's all Karjakz Assassins. So first of all, people got kids. Well, I got sneakers for kids too. So these are Bata Sport kids low tops right here. This one's a special edition, but normally I don't make that. But I just have to make this because I gotta take it. I need a sample to have so I can take it to the shows. Bata's 3 low tops right here, man. Available on soundvision.com. See how cool that is? That's next level stuff right there, man. Next level type stuff. Then you got the Batas 3s, high tops. Oh yeah, these ones are legitimately legitness. Look, check this out. Bata Street high tops available now on Sanusi.com. Customized to the T, to the brim, to the top, to the they just end of the earth right here. You know what I mean? So the left foot is got all the Karjakz, the heroes, right? Cajun, Escalade, Glocks, Rasputin, Sincere Shepherd, Diesel, Sphinx. Then on the left foot you got the villains: Sanusi, Artillery, Excursion, Kanji, Revo, Snipes, Yukon, Seth, the Coyotes. All of them on there, right? But check this out, and this is for general. Now the difference is I got two types of high tops. High tops with the straps, high tops without the strap. So Karjakz Assassins Training Day right here to honor the comic book right here. But then I've also got one for running. If you know you're a runner and you love running, you love working out, these are for you. That's right. Check these out. The Bata Sport 3s right here, man. Available now on Sanusi.com. This is where the party is at right here. You got to get one of these right here. Are you kidding me? This is a must-have. In any color, too. I got green, like I got in my hand, black, orange, blue, red, purple, yellow, brown. I'm trying to think, man. I got all kinds of crazy colors. You know what I'm saying? So definitely visit Sanusi.com and get your order on the join the move, man. So, yo, that's all the shoes, man. You know what I mean? So that's everything right there. That's merchandise, man. That's something I always focus my energy towards, making sure I make cool stuff. Because to me, making cool stuff is very important. Making quality, cool stuff is very important to me. As keyword being the quality being the biggest part. I will not sacrifice quality. I won't sacrifice quality just to get business. Nah. No thanks. One thing I've learned is everybody ain't my customer. And I'm going to sell it at whatever price I want to sell it at. I'm making artistic pieces, man. I'm not just making pieces. These are artistic pieces. So that's where we at. Now, next up, let's go get let's talk about my favorite part of the segment today. Your health is your wealth. You know what I'm saying? Getting your mind right. Getting your mind right. Getting your mind right is real critical. I think it's very important to have to live healthy. And I do mean that. A lot of people don't talk about it, but I do. Shoot. I talk about it because I know how important it is. And I know how valuable mental health can be good for you. Get your mind right, get your health up, take care of yourself. You only got one body, you only got one mind too. Might as well, you gotta take care of that too. A lot of people don't y'all give me a second, y'all. It's funny, a lot of people don't focus on their mental health, but I do. I think it's been the biggest game changer for me, just being mentally healthy and taking care of myself and not letting I'm flipping the bucket at reverse out and I'm wearing the other side. Not letting a bunch of random people tell me how I should feel or how I shouldn't feel. I'm like, I'm good. I'm gonna take care of myself. So that's part of being me, being a independent individual, realizing what I need, not what people are telling me that I need. Mental health, man, is very important. So if you don't have a therapist, if you feel like you need one, get one. I personally recommend private therapists. I'm not really down for the usual, you know, whatever that ain't for me. You know what I mean? It ain't for me. So I prefer to get a therapist that's private. You can get a lot more things done, and you can actually have a one-on-one session where you feel like the person you're talking to is actually there for you. You know what I mean? So that to me is important. So your health is your wealth, man. Make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you're there for yourself. Because if you ain't there for yourself, I promise you won't nobody else be there for you. People ain't got time to be there for you. They can be there for you, but you have to be there for yourself first so you can see the change that you want to see in your life. And only one person's really is only one person's empowered to do such a thing, and that's you. Everybody can tell you to go get help and yada 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 yada, but that don't mean you're gonna do it. You know what I mean? So your mental health is your game changer. It balances the scales of everything you're trying to do. And when you do that, everything you're trying to do is just go marinate and turn itself to where you want to go. So get your help. And look, one thing that has helped me, is having a journal. Every day I write my journal. I've written in here already. In fact, right now I'm on day number 981. 981 days, y'all, when I started my journal. This is journal number 10. Can you believe it? Journal number 10. And I've already got journal number 11 in the chamber already. Ready to go. Look. Let me show y'all. Journal number 10, as you can see. And journal number 11. So the minute this journal finishes, guess what I'm going to be doing? Ordering, getting another one. And there'll be number 12 and number 13 and so on and so forth. It's just about a better life, man. So journal number 10, and right now, look, I'm going to write in there. I went boxing this morning. I woke up early and went to go work out. I worked out, boxing, number 2. That's it. Then I can say, look, I can even say, hey, look, I posted on social media. And I think what my therapist was really teaching me was positivity in my life. So then it makes it easier for me to succeed. When you see what you're writing down every day in terms of in your journal, it really changes your perspective on how you're operating. And look, my journal is very positive thinking. So what I put on there is my favorite thing to do. My characters, Karjakz Assassins. Then on the back, I've got these little slogans that help me to be in full functionality. So yeah, man, journals, man. Are you kidding me? And then I went live on YouTube. Look at that. Podcast episode number 240. Karjakz verse Assassins. Good versus evil. Yep. So, that's the kind of stuff that you write down, man. And then I'll write some other stuff too. But that's your journal, man. It keeps you a daily of what you're doing. That way you get to see what it is, how you're living. And I think when you see how you're living, you can live better. You can definitely live better. But you can't live better till you see what you're actually doing. So I think that was the interesting part of why my therapist wanted me to have a journal. And now I see the importance, even too, also reading a book. Yo, give me a second. There's 2 books I love recommending. This, y'all, is a mental health book. It's called Feeling Good. I've been reading it for the last 2 years. Yeah, this book is thick, man. This is I'm gonna finish it. This is a great book, man. Feeling Good. This is a very great book. It helps you with mental health. Mental health exercises are incorporated in there too, man. It's a great read. Whoever your therapist is, hopefully gonna offer you a book that's something similar to this. That way you can get where you need to go. Then another book I love reading. I've read this book before already. It's called The Dream Giver. I love this book. You know what I'm saying? I've read it a bunch of times. The Dream Giver. The Dream Giver is a great book. It's a great read, man. Teaches you how to respect your dream and bring it and function with it in reality and bring it to the forefront. So, Dream Giver, man. So, yo, that's my show for tonight, man. That's my podcast for tonight. My final thoughts. I mean, I'm gonna have the shortest final thoughts you've ever seen that I've ever had. It's Karjakz Assassins Training Day. The comic book is out now. Building the comic book from where I started in 2009 to where I am now today is night and day. I'm not, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not seeking anybody's validation for what I'm doing, man. I kind of looked at myself and said, I'm doing this, and I did it, and I'm proud of myself. And to create something like this, to have an incredible achievement like this is incredible. For me, creating the characters, to me creating a cartoon, to me creating a comic book, to me being able to merchandise the stuff, it doesn't get any better than that, man. I mean, it's called self-assurance, and and trusting in yourself and not asking for anybody's permission to be great. You just ask yourself, and that's it. Look, I even forgot that I do water bottles. See? Almost forgot about that. Look at this. Custom design water bottles. That's what we're doing over here at Sound Vision. So it's all about that, man. Love yourself, love what you do, and be about what you do. You know what I mean? So that's where we at, man. So y'all, that's my final thoughts, man. And look, for me, Karjakz Assassins, there's many facets to it. The animation, the comics, and merchandising, and everything I'm gonna do. And each character's gonna have their own setting too. I think that's important too. When you have as many characters as I have, and you can do as many things as I'm doing, you kind of feel cool about yourself. So, yo, that's what's up, man. So that's my show for tonight, man. Now, before we get up out of here, we gotta thank our sponsors. And thank you for all those who voted tonight. I appreciate it. It's greatly appreciated. The poll, thank you very much. I'm gonna bring an end to it. You gotta thank our sponsors. Let me thank them right quick. This Sound Vision podcast is brought to you by Homeland Fashions, home of authentic African fashion accessories from motherland. Y'all who are just coming in now, you've missed the rest of the podcast. I'm not about to go backwards. You can rewatch it when you get there. You know what I'm saying? So, you should have been watching it when I was there. So, Homeland Fashions, thank y'all. I gotta thank the sponsors. This podcast, Sound Vision podcast, is brought to you by Homeland Fashions, home of authentic African fashion accessories from motherland. If you know you love custom African attire, you gotta go get you one of these right here, homelandfashionshop.com. You know what I'm saying? And this podcast also brought to you by Tiegler. If you need executive services from plumbers to pediatricians and everything in between, search Tiegler, don't wait. That's Tiegler.com. That's Tiegler.com, y'all. And this podcast also brought to you by Anadel Fodenako. Don't live with foot pain. Like Anadel Fodenako, make your feet happy again. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. So thank y'all for joining me tonight, man. Thank you for being part of the podcast tonight. Time to get up out of here, man. So thank you for listening. This podcast is, and thank you for all my people that were in the chat with me, making comments and all that kind of cool stuff. And it's cool, actually, my aunt joined the podcast episode. She's never done that before. That was pretty sweet. So y'all, thank you. This podcast is produced, written, and directed, and that woman's been through a lot. She's conquered a lot. Very proud of her. And 2026 and beyond is going to be greater for her. So thank you for listening, man. This podcast is produced, written, and directed by yours truly, Adewale Coker Jr. Please check out my website, soundvision.com, for all the cool stuff that I got. From bomber jackets to t-shirts to sneakers to comic books to bucket hats, t-shirts, water bottles. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to show you all the stuff that I ain't showing y'all. Laptop cases, you name it, I got it. So you know what I mean? Phone cases as well. Shoot, right there. Phone cases. And then look, other phone cases. Phone cases is pretty cool. Right? So, and this one's a flip phone case. I got all kinds of mess in here, man. You know what I mean? You can stick a phone in here. So your phone cases, man, that's where it's at. So thank y'all. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you already not subscribed, please hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit that notification button. That's right. Hit that button. Please do. Join the movement, man. Look at this. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Heroes in the Half Shell. Turtle Power. You know what I mean? So please do. Because my YouTube channel is how I show you the videos now, show you the podcast now. So definitely subscribe, like, and hit the notification button. And please check out my social media platform at YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, X, Instagram, and now Twitch. That's right, I use Twitch. I use Twitch, and I use Twitch as much as possible. You know what I mean? And please, don't forget to review us, rate us, give us a 5-star, don't be a hater. And as always, y'all continue to aspire and achieve. And there's two things I always say. One, there's no success in skipping steps. The back of the line is just as important in front of the line. Be determined, not desperate. And then the second one, your dreams can be delayed but must never be extinguished. So wait your time while the universe delivers your right hand. Be determined, not desperate. Y'all, one thing you should always do is believe in yourself, aspire in yourself, and trust in yourself that you're going to get where you need to go. So just like y'all, today's episode, Karjakz Assassins, good versus evil. You can't let people stop you from where you want to go, man. You're not saying they're the evil one, but you're not saying you're the villain either. And you're not going to let them get in your way. So you got to go for your dreams and go for yours, maximum effort, all the time, every time. So y'all, that's my thoughts for tonight, man. And please don't forget to aspire and achieve. Have a great week. Stay safe, y'all. Yep. Peace. Love it, love it, love it.